As you know, my rail fanning doesn't usually start out very well at the beginning of each month. I'd say it's kind of a curse that the first clip or first trip of a month usually doesn't go very well. But on May 1st, that was thrown out the window and underground because this lash up showed up. And normally, I like to say what's in each lash up before they show up. But I think I'm just going to let this one speak for itself. Okay, now I'll explain what that was. That train was the CPKC Autorack train, with the CP Givo leading, KCS Ace in second, that's pretty cool, CP80C 44 in third, okay, that's fine, I guess, CP 7021, the Army Arid Region Special Unit, in fourth, that's really great, boring CP-AC 44 in fifth, CP 7015, a block font heritage unit, in 6th, and a CSX-YN3B AC-44 in last. 3 of these units are incredibly rare on this line, and 2 of them are special interest units. Why? What was this lash up? I'm just so glad I didn't miss it, otherwise I would have had an existential crisis.
Okay, we're out here in the backyard, waiting for 2010. Here it comes. There it is. I can see the headlight behind those bushes. 2010, come on, show yourself. I think that's it, yeah. Yeah, there it is, 2010. There he is. He's leading. Hi, 2010. Hi, 2010. Hi, 2010.
On May 3rd, my dad was fortunate enough to come across this South Shore power move at the Michigan City station, with 804 and SD38-2 leading, and 4426, a FURX leased GP40-2 in second. Then, on May 17th, I had to go to the dentist. But that dentist office just so happened to be in only a small little town called Homewood, Illinois. And we all know what's in Homewood, Illinois. I hope. Anyways, here's my reaction upon approaching the yard.
Okay, we're here. See that massive wet noodle? Yep. This is the CN Mechanical Operations Division in Markham Yard. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, no way. No way there's a C40-8 over there. Are you kidding me? No way!
Yes way. There was in fact a C40-8. This is 2124, which is actually special because it's one of CN's 15th anniversary units. Unfortunately for me, the only side visible was the side that didn't have the special logo on it. As we looked out into the yard, though, we saw a CN OCS coach. This is Sanford Fleming, the end coach on the train, but what was pushing it was even better. Yep, your eyes do not deceive you. That is an SW Series switcher in service on a Class 1 in 2024. Never thought I'd get to see one. This is IC 1495, one of the few ex-Death Star switchers on CN. Today, its job was to flip Sanford Fleming around, as the CN OCS train was preparing to depart south for New Orleans. Little did I know at the time this would be CN's new special unit 3331's inaugural run. Anyways, they had to get Sanford Fleming facing north because it's an end coach. So, it was on to the turntable. Once it was facing the right way, 1495 pulled it forward to clear some switches before heading back into the yard. But as it departed, we turned the camera, and look who was there. Oh, yep, this here is IC 2466, the last remaining Illinois Central Blue Devil in existence. It's sitting here waiting to be eventually scrapped. Then, the 1495 and its coach came back in the other direction. 2466 was put here in 2021 inexplicably. It should have been sent to the Chicago area to be scrapped, but for some reason it didn't. To the person who did that, and also the person who put it at the end of the storage line in the only visible spot, you are very cool. Also on the C40-8 side of the yard was the CN safety inspection car. And there was also this rail mover deeper into the yard. We headed over to the Hazel Crest Metro Station to railfan. We knew that the Metro Station was the main railfanning location in Homewood. Little did we know that meant the Homewood Metro Station, not the Hazel Crest one. Anyways, we did get to see a few trains, like this one, which had a large flatbed of used railroad wheels at the end. Very cool. And then, the only Metro we saw. Of course, there's no locomotive on this because this is an electric service. It might be more efficient and more environmentally friendly, but I need my locomotives. Metra, please, don't electrify the rest of your system. Thank you.
Please step behind the yellow line. Electric main line train number 126 to Union Station is now arriving. Please step behind the yellow line.
Then, this CN intermodal with the CN Givo leading and KCS1 in second pulled out of the yard. Quite nice. Unfortunately, the Metro train came in and blocked the best shot I could have gotten of the KCS Givo, but I'm just glad I got to see it at all. Behind the intermodal cars was this strange pink, I'd guess breast cancer awareness piece of random machinery. If anyone knows what this thing is, please let me know. I want to know. Anyways, given that this train was being loaded, it stopped and accelerated multiple times on its way out of the yard. "2010 again! Oh boy! Come on, 2010! Oh yeah! Should be here any second! Oh! Where is he? Huh? That's not 2010. Oh! There he is! He's in second this time. Interesting. Oh, I see. The train is simply running Longhood forward. So 2010 can't lead this time. That's cool. Anyways, hi 2010. Please, maybe stop stalking me. Maybe? Please? This is how the depot trip on May 22nd started.
Please.
For a bit of context, this day was a weekday, and I'd been tracking a war bonnet that was supposed to come through the depot, leading an intermodal solo, for the entire day. And it was getting very late, and it still hadn't come through. But I eventually decided to go anyway. The first train was the Amtrak, now led by a Charger, in contrast to the P42DC that was the power last summer. What? Is that a horn? Yeah, it is. The train horns are so loud that you can hear them blowing when they're outside city limits. So that's kind of nice. I'll have to go out there eventually to get some horn footage. Anyways, that horn belonged to this Norfolk Southern Intermodal led by, guess what? 3 AC-44s. Wow, how interesting. Honestly, though, the fresh paint on these made this shot look beautiful, not gonna lie. Also, for some reason, I don't have the end of train footage. I'm sure I took it. Anyways, on our way out, when we arrived at the railroad crossing, ding. 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 We got out of the car quickly and prepared for the train. And... it was it. The BNSF War Bonnet 783. Too bad I didn't stay on the other side for one more minute, or I would have been able to catch this beauty in great sunlight. And also this train too, because literally immediately after, while we were getting back in the car, Dad said, "Hey, why are the gates going back down?" And me, having one functioning brain cell at 8 p.m. at night after a long day of school, said, "Oh yeah, they're just supposed to do that." Wait a minute, they're not supposed to do that! Then another train showed up. Unfortunately, it was a Norfolk Southern intermodal with a boring lash-up, with an AC-44 and an ACE. Totally random side tangent here, but I feel like 1184 has been through the depot like 28 times in the past 10 seconds. I'm not going insane, right? Okay, maybe I am, but whatever.
Hey guys, we're back catching 2010 again. Where's he at? There he is. Oh, he's booking it today. Wow. I want to catch you properly, 2010. One day I will, but today is not the day. Anyways, bye 2010. See you next time you stalk me.
Well, this video isn't long enough yet, and I have a few random clips, so, bonus features! First up, we are in Chinook Pier Park on July 16th, 2023, where my friend John, who you might remember from my older vlogs where I went over and visited his house, took this picture for me of Pierre Marquette, Berkshire, 1223, which is on display in the park. Jumping ahead to November 5th, 2023, my mom's friend Tom, who lives in Kansas City, was up in Omaha for some reason. And, well, when you drive into Omaha, it's kind of impossible to miss the two engines sitting up on a giant hill directly above the highway. So he decided to stop and take these pictures for me. Thanks, Tom. Anyways, these two locomotives up here are Union Pacific 6900, the prototype DDA-40X Centennial, and UP 4023, which is a big boy. This is the third big boy I have photos of now, and the third Centennial. That's pretty funny. Anyways, 4023 is special because it's the only surviving big boy from the second batch that was delivered in 1943, as opposed to the first batch, which was delivered in 1941. 6900 is also special because it was the prototype of the Centennial class, and since it was the first one built, that means that at one point it was the largest diesel locomotive in existence, and wasn't tied with any others. Just think about all the effort that the city of Omaha had to go through just to get these two up on this giant hill in the first place. In fact, there's a whole episode of the TV show Monster Moves that was made on this exact move to get these two darn things up this hill. Pretty interesting. I hope to see these guys in person one day, although it probably won't happen. Now we're jumping way back to November 26th, 2021. A solid 6 months before I started railfanning in May of 2022. On this trip, we were going to visit my dad, who at the time lived in Chicago. I decided to bring my two custom Trackmaster engines, Big Boy and Gerald, on this trip, so I could take pictures of them in front of the many Chicago sites. Of course, we didn't get to do very many of them. One of those sites, however, was the CTA. On our way to our destination, the State/Lake Station, we managed to get this video of the two riding in one of the underground CTA trains. Once we arrived at the State/Lake Station, I got out and placed the two customs on the platform, and then waited for a train so I could get this epic shot of them in front of it. When the CTA train pulled in, it interestingly had a Quaker Oats advertisement on the side. I know this is something the CTA does pretty often, but this is the first time I'd ever seen it. However, the actual reason we were going to the state/lake station was for this, the CTA holiday train for 2021. I'm pretty sure they pull this out every year, but it was nice to see. This footage was filmed by my dad, so that's why it's in this cursed, horrible 9:16 aspect ratio. Anyways, besides all that, I hope you enjoyed this cursed hodgepodge of a video. I didn't get to go out much in May because of a lot of ridiculous crap, which I don't want to talk about, but I did manage to catch a few good trains. This is probably the best month I've ever had, quality-wise, and certainly not quantity-wise. Anyways, if you'd like to see a full video on the cursed, weird Chicago Big Boy Gerald trip, that includes all the stuff that wasn't just CTA focused, let me know. But in the meantime, I hope you enjoyed this documentary, and make sure to come back next time for another documentary just like this one, but hopefully with more trains in it and less bonus features.